Welcome back, everyone. So we are here for more Oath of the Gatewatch openings. We're going to start, it's release day, so we are opening stuff on release day. I'm actually super excited. We've got for you 2 fat packs and 2 booster boxes to open. If you did not catch our videos for our pre-release kit openings, I just wanted to show you the mythics that we have gotten so far. So we got a promo foil mythic, just one out of the 5 pre-release kits that we opened, or 6. We got one promo foil, which is the Inverter of Truth. So there's our promo foil mythic of Inverter of Truth. We got Kalitas, Trader of Get, was our first mythic that we opened from the set. So there's Kalitas. We have Linvala the Preserver, Kozilek's Return, and not one, but 2 Nissa Voice of Zendikar. So that's really awesome. I've mentioned before, Amy on the channel, it's her favorite Planeswalker. She is also, as you guys will see when we pull the fat packs up, she is also kind of the main focus of this set. In the last set, it was Gideon. In Magic Origins, it was Jace, in terms of whose picture was kind of up everywhere. In this set, it's Nissa, so we have 2 of Nissa. I'm super psyched about that. So I'm going to leave those over on the side. We're going to start with our fat pack openings in this video, as you can tell from the title down below. We got these fat packs from Champion Card Collector. It is a shop in Poughkeepsie, New York. They have a gigantic store. They have fantastic ownership. If you guys are in the area, you should definitely check it out. If you guys are not in the area, you should definitely check out their website. It'll be linked in the description below, but it is championcard.com. So you should definitely go there and check it out. They are family owned and run. They have been for over 20 years. It's definitely something that they want people to know about. Mom and pop shop, but it's also just a local card shop, and that's fantastic. So we're going to get right into opening these fat packs. And so our first one is right here. I've started it a little bit so we can get going with that. While I'm doing this, I'll also tell you guys, if you check out the description, if you haven't already, for when I mentioned Champion's website, we've got links to our Facebook and Twitter pages. You should definitely check those out. We've got, at the end of this video, we'll have annotated links to our other videos in this series, as well as other videos on the channel, so you guys should definitely check that out. We have the player's guide, as we do with all sets, with all the different cards in it. Comes in every fat pack. There are 12 mythics in this set, and as you guys have seen, you saw the ones that we've already gotten. We're looking for more, so yeah, we'll do that. We've got the 2 deck boxes that come in every set. This one depicting Nissa and Kozilek. We have not gotten Kozilek yet, but this is the Kozilek card. So we're looking for Kozilek still, but these are the 2 deck boxes. We won't put those together. We'll leave them over on the side with the rest of the fat pack stuff here. We've got the white die. So I actually pulled them over to the side over here, but we've got, from our pre-release kit openings that I mentioned earlier, we've got all of these D20s. On our channel, D20s matter to us if you watch our RPG videos, but also in general, they are life counters for Magic. So now we have another white die. We are still looking for the red, as you can obviously tell. So let's get into opening these 9 packs out of the fat pack. We also have a land pack, and in the land pack, like the last time, we have full art lands. So these fat packs are pretty highly sought after because of these full art lands, but we have a nice big pack of full art lands here. So let me see if I can just rip this open. I can. So as with every fat pack, we have 9 packs. We have not seen a single expedition from this set yet. If you did not see our Battle for Zendikar openings, you should definitely check those out. We did get 1 expedition from that set. I'm going to pull the rules reference card out of here. And I'm going to stack up these packs, and let's just get right into it. So our first pack here is a Nissa pack, and we will see what we get. I'm actually super excited. So let's see what we can do here. I'm going to go relatively quickly through the commons, because we talked about those a lot in our pre-release kit openings. So as I said, you guys should definitely check those out. Ancient Crab, Afa Protector, McKindy Aeronaut, Canopy Gorger, Sky Scourer, Core Sky Climber, Vampire Envoy, Cinder Hellion, Holdout Settlement, Gravity Negator, Tranquil Expanse is our first uncommon, Relief Captain is the second. Mind Melter is the third. Our rare or mythic in our first pack is Goblin Dark Dwellers. So when we get to our booster box openings, which you guys should keep an eye out for on the channel, you'll see that the Goblin Dark Dwellers was also the Buy a Box promo. So we have a Goblin Dark Dwellers here. We have a full art island and an angel token. I think that's our first angel token from the set, so that's pretty awesome. I will pass the Goblin Dark Dwellers over to Amy. I'm not going to have... so Amy is helping us out here with setting up the cards. Dave is on the camera as always. We also have Austin, Tiara, Schnaz, and Ashley in the house. If you guys, as I said, if you watch our RPG videos, you'll get to hear more of all of their voices. So we have Abstruse Interference, Akoum Flame Seeker, Brute Strength, Corpse Churn, Canopy Gorger, Sky Scourer again, Isolation Zone, Scion Summoner, Dancing, Boulder Salvo, Wastes. So we have our first Waste of the Fat Pack, and it's an Ulamog Wastes. Walker of the Wastes is our first uncommon. Bonds of Mortality is the second. Devour in Flames is the third. Our second rare mythic out of this Fat Pack is Dread Defiler. I do not think this is a rare that we have seen, so there you go. It's a Kozilek Brood Eldrazi. We have a Full Art Plains and an Eldrazi Scion token. Again, another Kozilek Brood Eldrazi Scion, and one of the new arts from this set for the Scions. So put the Dread Defiler over there. We have a Chandra pack next. Let's see. In this pack, we get, if I can actually open it, there we go. We start with Consuming Sinkhole, Searing Light, Negate, Unnatural Endurance, Pulse of Marasa, Zulport Chain Mage, Core Sky Climber, Reality Hemorrhage, another Wastes, so the second Waste of the box, this one Kozilek's Waste. Reaver Drone is our first uncommon. Meandering River is the second. Iona's Blessing is the third. Our rare or mythic in this pack is an Inverter of Truth. So we saw that we got this as a promo foil. I showed that to you guys at the beginning. Here's our second Inverter of Truth. It is a mythic, so it's another duplicate mythic for us, but it's still a mythic, so that's fantastic. We have a foil Full Art Plains. I think that we got this one in foil in the last set as well, but here's a foil Full Art Plains. Those are definitely worth some money, so I'm pretty happy about that. Islands would be worth more, but a foil Full Art Plains is pretty awesome. Just wanted so you guys can see the foil pattern on that. And then behind the foil plains is a Full Art Forest and then a zombie token. So I'll give the foil to Amy as well. So we have a foil and a mythic. That's a pretty good pack, obviously. Out of a fat pack, nothing to complain about. So here is a Nissa pack as our next one. Okay, I'll just rip this pack to shreds. That's cool. Give a little bit more work for Amy to do as she tosses that stuff out for us. Thank you, Amy. Shoulder to Shoulder is our first card. Umara Entangler, Akoum Flameseeker, Sky Scourer, Saddleback Legak, Boulder Salvo, Unknown Shores, Blinding Drone, Kozilek's Pathfinder, Scion Summoner, Seed Guardian is our first uncommon or man thing, Unity of Purpose, Nissa's Judgment, and our rare or mythic out of this pack is a Crush of Tentacles, another mythic, one that we have not seen yet. I believe, if I remember correctly, this was the first card spoiled with Surge. It's fantastic. This is why the 8/8 Octopus tokens are back in this set, is because of this Surge card. It's fantastic. I really enjoy it. It's also another mythic out of this fat pack, which is awesome. And it's one that we haven't seen yet, as I said. We have a Full Art Mountain behind it, and a Knight Ally token, which Jareth would appreciate if you guys watch our RPG show on our channel as well. Here is a Chandra pack next. So 2 mythics so far and 2 rares, and 1 foil Full Art basic land. So doing really well so far. Let's see what else we can get out of here. Cultivator Drone, Expedite, Ondu War Cleric, Vines of the Recluse, Unnatural Endurance, Spawnbinder Mage, Vampire Envoy, Reality Hemorrhage, Unknown Shores, Embodiment of Insight is our first uncommon. I like this elemental cycle of uncommons. I appreciate it a lot. And I've seen I think a lot more of the green one than any other. But so here's Embodiment of Insight. We have a Void Grafter as our second uncommon. Our third uncommon is a Stone Forge Acolyte. And our rare or mythic out of this pack is Ailey Eternal Pilgrim. We have at least one of these, maybe two, but here is an Ailey Eternal Pilgrim. It's a pretty sweet card, but it is one that we've seen before. We have another foil. This one is a foil rare in Overwhelming Denial. It's another card that I think we have already, but Overwhelming Denial, foil rare, that's awesome. I mean, so far, no complaints about this fat pack, as is kind of par for the course with our fat packs in this set. So there's a foil rare in Overwhelming Denial. We have a full art Swamp, and we have an Eldrazi Scion token. So I'm going to pass Ailey and the Overwhelming Denial over to Amy. So a foil rare is fantastic. Let's see what we get out of this Gideon pack as we're still only halfway through this box, so that's awesome. We have an Afa Protector, Ancient Crab, Expedite, Unnatural Endurance, Vines of the Recluse, Tajuru Pathwarden, Isolation Zone, Goblin Freerunner, another Wastes, so another Kozilek Wastes, Containment Membrane, Chitinous Cloak is our first uncommon, Pyromancer's Assault is the second. Weapons Trainer is the third. I thought this art was cool. I don't know if I commented on it in an earlier video, but I think the art on this is really good. It just, the colors, both for the gold and the split of red and white, but also just the art of the person, the human soldier ally on this card is fantastic. Very sly looking, so I appreciate that. And our rare or mythic out of this pack is a Hedron Alignment. I think this card is terrible. Maybe it's good and constructed. I need to see it. But here's a Hedron Alignment for you. We have a full art island, the Sinkhole Island as I like to call it, and an Eldrazi Scion token. So a little less exciting in that pack, but to be fair, with all the other stuff that we've been opening so far, that's not necessarily to not be expected. Here is a Jace pack for us. We've opened 6 pre-release kits, and now almost an entire fat pack. I have not seen a single Oath, and there are 4 of them, and they are rare. So I'm definitely curious as to where they're all kind of hiding. But here's an Afa Protector to start. Makindi Aeronaut, Abstruse Interference, Unnatural Endurance, Hedron Crawler, Tar Snare, Stalking Drone, Cinder Hellion, Wastes, Ulamog's Wastes, so they're tied now, 2 and 2. Cyclone Sire is our first uncommon in the pack. Kazul's Toll Collector is our second. Thought Harvester is the third. Our rare or mythic in this pack is a Fall of the Titans. So this is a card that we have not seen yet, and I mentioned it in another video. It is the continuation of the picture from one of the uncommons that we saw earlier. If I catch in another pack, I'll ask Amy to pass this back to me. But here you have Chandra and Gideon fighting Ulamog and Kozilek in the background. And if you see these lines of red and green in the background here, it's them attacking the Eldrazi. The green lines are actually coming from the left side of the picture that you can't quite see, off on the side. I think it's from Bonds of Mortality, if I remember correctly, which is an uncommon, and that depicts Nissa and Jace on the other side also attacking the Titans. So I like that it's 2 different pieces of art on 2 different cards, an uncommon and a rare. They work together, combined to show all of this stuff. But like I said, if I come across the uncommon, I'll ask Amy for this card back so I can show it to you guys if you haven't seen it yet. But that's our rare, Fall of the Titans. We have a foil, it's a foil uncommon in Spatial Contortion. That card actually looks pretty awesome in foil. So I hope you guys can see that. Because it's devoid, or at least, well, it's a colorless card, so it doesn't really have a lot of color in it, but the distortion, or the contortion, I guess, based on the name of the card, of this elf looks really cool. So there you go, as I drop all of the cards. We have a Full Art Plains and a zombie token as well in here, so I'll give that to Amy. I love foils, so the more foils the better. I don't care whether it's common, uncommon, or rare. We've got a Chandra pack next, followed by a Jace pack, and we'll be done with this fat pack. We are opening the second one in this video, so let's see what we get here. We have Slip Through Space, Maw of Kozilek, Dazzling Reflection, aka the Stag Patronus, Kozilek's Translator, Saddleback Lagak, Corpse Churn, Wastes Again, Ulamog's Waste, Sweep Away, Seer's Lantern, Oblivion Strike, Relief Captain is our first uncommon, Flare Drone is the second, Stoneforge Acolyte is the third. Our rare or mythic out of our second to last pack in this fat pack is Eldrazi Displacer. I think we've seen this one before, maybe not, but here is another rare Eldrazi. It's one of the new white Eldrazi. There were none in Battle for Zendikar, so now we have one, or we have some, I should say, in Oath of the Gatewatch. We have a Full Art Swamp and a Core Ally token, so I'll pass the Displacer over to Amy. And our final pack in this fat pack, as I said, we'll go on to the next one in a second, but our final pack in this fat pack is Jace. Let's see what we get in this Jace pack. I will actually ask Amy while I'm doing this, if you don't mind just ripping on the side, just so to get that started, save us a little bit of time, I would appreciate it, if you can. Hey look, Shadows over Innistrad. That'll be the next set. I'm looking forward to that as well. We've got the Ondu War Cleric as our first card. Ancient Crab, Offer Protector, Unnatural Endurance, Pulse of Marasa, Untamed Hunger, Holdout Settlement, Blinding Drone, Kozilek's Pathfinder, Isolation Zone, Essence Depleter is our first uncommon, Visions of Brutality is the second, don't worry about it, Amy, I'll do it, Void Shatter is the third, our rare or mythic is Oath of Chandra. So I talked about it, here it is. The oaths are the cards depicted on the art on the front of each pack. So here's our first oath. It is the Oath of Chandra. As I said, they are rares, so I was surprised that we hadn't seen one yet. Here's our first one in the last pack of this fat pack, and it's Chandra. So when we're done here, let's see how many of each we get. But here's an Oath of Chandra. Behind the oath, we have a Full Art Island and a zombie token. So I'll pass that over to Amy. We will look at all of these cards later. What I'm actually going to do is just pull out a pen here and just open this, help myself open this up. I think that worked. It sure did. Okay. So I'll leave that on the side. We are opening our second fat pack here. So once again, as I mentioned earlier, thank you to Champion. Definitely, as I said, check out their link in the description for their website. It's definitely worthwhile, even if you're not in the area, to check out their website, see what kinds of things they have available. If you are in the area, it's more of an experience to go down to the store. Their store is huge. They have massive stock, which I always appreciate when I go there. And if you see me there, come and chat with me. I'm happy to talk to anyone who has watched any of our videos. I'm really happy to talk to anyone, but yeah, if you've watched our videos, that would be pretty awesome. So here is the player's guide in this one as well. I kind of showed it to you guys last time. Take the Oath, Retake the World every Friday with Friday Night Magic. So there's that. We'll leave those on the side, and we will open our second fat pack. Do we get the red die? I think that's the most important question. We do. So there it is, the red die. We have all 5. I think we're going to try to get some more fat packs, but in terms of having all 5 of the D20s, we have them. Here's our red D20. So I'm going to leave that off on the side. That's awesome. We completed the collection. The last time we were missing the blue one out of Battle for Zendikar, and I had to trade for it with one of the other duplicates that we had, but I'm actually really glad now that we have this one. It's the same 2 deck boxes, so I'll just quickly show them to you again. Put them on the side with the top here. Give this to Amy. Still Full Art lands, so there you go. Just like in the other one. I keep the Full Art land packs sealed. They are worth more money that way, and I don't need lands, so I'll keep them sealed off on the side. Pass some more trash over to Amy, and let's get started with these openings. So we've got 9 more packs. Let's see what we can get in this fat pack. Will it be better or worse than the last one, or kind of on par? We have the Oath of Chandra card that we got last time right on the front of this pack. So let's see what's inside of it. Cultivator Drone, Expedite, Ondu War Cleric, Unnatural Endurance, Vines of the Recluse, Reality Hemorrhage. Wastes, Kozilek's Wastes. Gravity Negator. Bonesaw is ready. Scion Summoner. Timber Gorge is our first uncommon. Cyclone Sire is the second. Gift of Tusks is the third. I think this card's hilarious. And our rare or mythic in our first pack of the second fat pack is Remorseless Punishment. So, if I can ask Dave to zoom in on this for you of the picture, I hope you guys are able to see it. Amy and I just read the story of this, or I think Dave as well, but we read the story of this the other day, and I was not aware, looking at the card, because it's hard to tell from the smaller art on the cards themselves. Obviously, these are 3 Eldrazi, Kozilek's Brood Eldrazi, but inside of these black bonds here, these purple bonds here, you have Nissa, Jace, and Gideon. And this depicts them being attacked by these 3 Kozilek Brood, but those 3 Brood are actually being controlled by Obnixilis, who was one of the Planeswalkers from the last set. They're being attacked, and Chandra is actually the one who comes in and tries to save them. It's kind of, it's a fascinating story. I loved reading it, and it's very descriptive of kind of how screwed they were in that fight. So definitely I recommend it. That's not something that I'm getting paid to say or being told to say. I just really appreciate those stories. So you should definitely check them out. But here's Remorseless Punishment. I like this card as well. We have a full art mountain behind it.
Mount Crumpet.
Mount Crumpet as it loops over and kind of crumbles. And the Eldrazi Scion token. We'll pass the Remorseless Punishment over to Amy. And we've got a Jace pack next. So Amy is being super helpful for us in keeping them separate between the 2 fat packs so we see how they compare against one another. We'll look at them all at the end here. We have Slip Through Space, Maw of Kozilek, Dazzling Reflection, aka Stag Patronus, thanks to Dave for the name, Untamed Hunger, Vines of the Recluse, Expedition Raptor, Tar Snare, Boulder Salvo, Unknown Shores, Blinding Drone, Make a Stand is our first uncommon. Grasp of Darkness is the second. Ruin in Their Wake is the third. I'm almost positive we have not seen this card yet, and I love it. It depicts both Kozilek and Ulamog walking through Zendikar, and you can see the ruin in their wake, clearly based on the name of the card, but you can see the chalky wastes left behind by Ulamog and the distorted angular prismatic wastes left behind by Kozilek as he walks, and the 2 of them are just creating all of that destruction throughout Zendikar, but kind of all over the place. I love that art. I think it's fantastic. Just wanted to point that out. Our rare or mythic in this pack is an Overwhelming Denial. So we just saw that card in foil from our last fat pack. I still have pre-release kits on the mind, but from our last fat pack. But here it is. Here we have a full art swamp behind it and a zombie token. So here's the Overwhelming Denial. We'll move on to a Gideon or Oath of Gideon pack, and we see what we get in here. We saw the Expedition Raptor in the last pack. There are expeditions in this set. We haven't seen them yet, but it did take us a while to get our first expedition in Battle for Zendikar as well. So fingers crossed for an expedition. We'll see. Negate is our first card. Spark Mage's Gambit is the second. Shoulder to Shoulder is the third. Slip Through Space. Canopy Gorger. Kozilek's Translator, the Oil Slick, as I like to call it. Expedition Raptor, there's another one. Reality Hemorrhage. Crumbling Vestige. Gravity Negator. Null Caller is our first uncommon. Jiraga Auxiliary is our second. Immobilizer Eldrazi is our third. Our rare or mythic out of this pack is Deceiver of Form. We have seen this card before. I'm almost positive I have a pre-release promo foil of it, but here it is again, Deceiver of Form. We have a full art island and an Eldrazi Scion token. I hate, well, not that I hate. I think this one looks gross. It reminds me of a dog, but a really gross, long-tongued, no-eyed dog. So, just gross. I comment on, yeah, I find it very weird. So here's a Jace or Oath of Jace pack. Let's see. We have Makindi Aeronaut, Umara Entangler, Consuming Sinkhole, Shoulder to Shoulder, Pulse of Marasa, Zulport Chain Mage, Wastes from Kozilek, Jawar Isle Avenger, Warden of Geometries, Stalking Drone, Cliff Haven Vampire is our first uncommon, Mind Melter is the second, Step Glider is the third. Our rare or mythic out of this pack is Stonehaven Outfitter. I think I've seen it before, maybe not. I don't know if I own it, but I've definitely seen it before. But here it is. Stonehaven Outfitter cares about your equipment. It's an ally as well. We have a full art planes behind it and an Eldrazi Scion token. So we'll pass the Stonehaven Outfitter over. Less exciting stuff out of this one so far, but let's see. Maybe it will prove me wrong. The first one did have some pretty good stuff, so it's going to be hard to beat, especially now that we're almost halfway through, but we'll see. Cultivator Drone is the first card. Expedite is the second. McKindy Aeronaut, Abstruse Interference, Kozilek's Translator, Oil Slick, Elemental Uprising. We haven't actually seen one of these yet, and I really like this card. Goblin Freerunner, Holdout Settlement, Blinding Drone, Cliffhaven Vampire again is our first uncommon, Make a Stand is our second, Iona's Blessing is the third. Our rare or mythic out of this pack is Ruins of Oran Reef, also one that I don't think we've seen yet. One of the new lands that produces colorless mana. So there you go, Ruins of Oran Reef. We have a foil common behind it in Gravity Negator. So I actually commented on how much I liked the art on this card. I don't know. Usually I appreciate Eldrazi in foil. This one's not very kind of colorful on its own, so it's not necessarily as impressive in foil. It's still a foil, and I appreciate it nonetheless. But in terms of color and kind of it standing out, it's not super impressive. But there it is, a foil common Gravity Negator. We have a mountain and a plant token. So I'll pass the foil and the land over to Amy. We have an Oath of Jace pack next. We are on the final four, so we are halfway through, or over halfway through at this point. We have Eldrazi Aggressor, Alpha Protector, Mighty Leap, Consuming Sinkhole, Pulse of Marasa, Unnatural Endurance, Core Sky Climber, Reality Hemorrhage, Wastes from Kozilek, Containment Membrane, Walker of the Wastes is our first uncommon. Allied Reinforcements is the second. Void Grafter is the third. Rare or mythic in our fourth to last is Oath of Jace. So here's our second Oath. It's got Jace. They're all legendary enchantments, so they are not good and limited. But here's an Oath of Jace. Because the reason they're not good and limited is not because they're legendary enchantments, but because most of them care about the number of planeswalkers you have, which means you would need to get a planeswalker in one pack and an oath in another pack, which is apparently, as we've seen, it's pretty hard to get some oaths. So, but here's an Oath of Jace. I like the art. I like the art on all of the oaths. I think they look really awesome, really impressive. So there's the Oath of Jace. Behind it, we have a full art swamp. And behind that, we have an Eldrazi Scion token. Pass the oath over to Amy. So 2 of the 4 oaths so far. Gideon Oath, or Oath of Gideon, is on our next pack. Let's see what we get in here. We have Umara Entangler, Brute Strength, Mighty Leap, Loam Larva, Unnatural Endurance, Reality Hemorrhage, Wastes from Kozilek, kind of leaning a lot towards Kozilek in this box. Gravity Negator. Bonesaw is ready. Scion Summoner. Harvester Troll is our first uncommon. Havoc Sower is the second. Storm Chaser Mage is the third. I don't know that we have seen one of these yet. If we have, we've only seen one. This is one of my favorite uncommons in the set. I just think it's awesome. It's a gold card, which I appreciate. It's a 2-color gold card, which means you can see the blue on one side in the border and the red on the other. But it's also just a fantastic card. So there you go with the Storm Chaser Mage. Our rare or mythic out of this pack is Oath of Chandra. So now we have a second Oath of Chandra, even though we had none at the start of this entire video. Now we have 2 Oath of Chandra and 1 Oath of Jace. Behind the Oath of Chandra, we have a full art island and a zombie token. So I asked for oaths, I'm getting oaths. Speaking of which, here's an Oath of Jace on the front of this pack. Let's see what's in it. We start with Expedite, McKindy Aeronaut, Abstruse Interference, Netcaster Spider, Witness the End, Reality Hemorrhage, Wastes for Kozilek again, really leaning towards him, Gravity Negator, Bonesaw is ready again, Scion Summoner, Allied Reinforcements is our first uncommon, Flare Drone is the second, Stoneforge Acolyte is the third. Our rare or mythic out of our second to last pack is Mina and Den Wildborn. Commented that I'm not as big of a fan of this card. Here it is. I think this might even be our third, so we almost have a playset of them. We have a Full Art Plains and an Eldrazi Scion token. So yes, thank you, Dave. Rest in peace, Randy Savage. We are moving on to an Oath of Nissa pack as our last pack of our second fat pack. This would have to have something insane in it to beat the first one, because I don't know that we have any mythics yet out of this box. So here's an Alpha Protector to start. Mighty Leap, Consuming Sinkhole, Pulse of Marasa, Zulport Chainmage, Tar Snare, Boulder Salvo, Unknown Shores, Blinding Drone, Allied Reinforcements is our first uncommon again, Bonds of Mortality. So here it is. Amy, can I have that red rare back, please, that I was talking about? So, if you guys look, I don't know if it'll perfectly come out, the Eldrazi are duplicated in both images, but otherwise, this image here, you have Nissa and Jace on the left hand, the green card, and Fall of the Titans has Chandra and Gideon on it. They are fighting the Eldrazi. You can see that they're in the exact same pose. I love when they do cards like this. In fact, if you look, it's almost like this is a continuation of the picture to have the two of them right next to each other like that. I love that. I think it's so cool. Obviously, it's not 4 Eldrazi. It is just 2, and they are duplicated, but you have all 4 of the Planeswalkers here, and you can see kind of the cross pattern here with the green and the red is duplicated here in the cross pattern of the green and the red on the Bonds of Mortality. I think that's really creative. I like it a lot. I just wanted to bring that to everyone's attention. I like that a lot. So I'll give Amy the Fall of the Titans back. There's the Bonds of Mortality, was our second uncommon. Our third was the Weapons Trainer that I was commenting on earlier. And our rare or mythic out of our final pack is Dread Defiler. So it's just a rare, still okay, not unhappy to see it. Behind Dread Defiler, we have a foil Oath of Chandra. So out of 2 fat pack openings, we almost have a playset of a rare legendary enchantment. It's a foil rare out of the box. It's not enough to push it over the edge of beating the other fat pack, because the other fat pack was a lot better, but it's really cool. I'm actually pretty happy to have a foil Oath of Chandra. That's awesome. Plus it's a foil rare. I said I appreciate foils. I meant it. So here's a foil rare in Oath of Chandra, and the second Oath of Chandra of this fat pack, third of the video. We have a Full Art Forest behind it, and an Eldrazi Scion token behind that. I'm going to pass that over to Amy as I move this out of the way. We will let Dave stay where he is, and I will pull the playmat over that Amy's been working with as I mess up everything that Amy has done. Nah, not literally everything. Okay. Oh, I dropped one, but it's right here. Okay, so our first fat pack is on the left. Our second is on the right. We have, from our first fat pack, in case you forgot, we have, if I can make sure that it's in frame for all of you, we have the Inverter of Truth, the Crush of Tentacles, as our 2 mythics that we got. We got a foil rare in Overwhelming Denial as well. We have 7 rares here, and we have 2 foils, non-rare foils, in an uncommon of Spatial Contortion and the Full Art Plains, which is also great. In the second fat pack, we got, I'll move it over a little bit, 2 rares, 2 foils, a rare of Oath of Chandra and a common in Gravity Negator. We have all of these rares as well. I'm not necessarily going to name them all off, but we have the Oath of Chandra and the Oath of Jace as our 2 oaths from here, but we got no mythics whatsoever out of this box and 1 foil rare, whereas the first box had a foil rare and 2 mythics, as well as a foil full art basic. So the first Fat Pack definitely won in terms of value, in terms of excitement. It's just the better Fat Pack. But I mentioned I enjoyed opening both of them. I want to thank once again Champion Card Collector for selling us these Fat Packs, for having the product that they have for the size of their store. And they have, I know that something else that they are very proud of, and that they should be very proud of, is that in the area, they have the best prices. Also, check out their website. I know that they have some stuff for sale online as well. So definitely check them out. Their website, as I said, is linked in the description, along with our Facebook and Twitter pages. I thank you guys, as always, for watching. And in whatever video you watch next, we will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody.